All right, today I'm going to start working on the coal diorama. Get that track cut, get the road started and so forth. I also ordered some fall foliage because on this layout I'm going to make it more of a fall scene, where my other one was, more of a summer all green. Like I said, I don't want to do the same thing. New challenge, trying to, make the fall look. So I got that stuff ordered. So between working on the coal mine, I'm also going to take super trees or seafoam, whatever you want to call it. Get them prepped, making some end scale tree sizes, and then get them painted. Try to get everything ready so when I do get the material to do the scenery and the foliage stuff, the autumn, I'll be all ready and I can just start doing that, because I want to get that, like I said, I want to get that back corner of the mountain, pretty much all the vegetation on it before I put the coal mine diorama in there, because once I put it in, it's going to block a lot of it. So I want to get a lot of that heavy stuff done beforehand. So with that, let's get working on this coal mine. All right, back on the diorama here. Start doing this ballast thing. What I'm using is I took the fine ballast gray blend and I took the regular gray and I split them half and half to make this blend a little bit darker, because I don't want it to be the same as what I used on the HO one, so I want it a little bit darker. So that's what I got going here. I'm not good at ballast at all. I don't particularly like it. So I guess because I don't like it, I got a bad head about it. And that's one of my problems with the HO layout. Dude, good job on the ballast. I think I'm too heavy with it, I think. You can see right there. Let me see some there. Trying to spread it out. Then what I want to do is I'm going to take some of this just all black cinder here. Kind of put it heavy in here where all the coal spills and so forth. Maybe a little bit more in there. Make it a little heavy inside the ties because I want more of the cold air. Be a little bit pain to clean it up so that wheels don't hit anything, but being it's close like this here, won't be as hard to clean out the rails, inside of the rails. All right, that'll be good for a first start. I could always add a little bit more, whatever, later on. And my alcohol. Make sure I get it all covered. And my glue mixture. All right. So I ain't gonna bore you with all this, so I'll finish doing this rail and this one here and let it dry. See what it looks like when it dries. Always dress it up. Probably put some more. I gotta see what it looks like and put some dirt, maybe some, ain't gonna be much grass in here, but start picking away at it. Alrighty then. I had set this up on the layout, put it back where it was supposed to go. So I figured out where my road's going to come, so I cut the track out of the way. I don't know if you can see, like in here, so I got a little pencil mark coming around. I set where the truck box is going to go, and then what I did is I just marked and cut out the tape. So when I put this, I'm going to use the sifted sand like I did on the HO layout. I thought it may be too coarse, it wouldn't look right, but I took the one little N gauge car I had and I set it on the layout, the HO one, and it doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't. I mean, I'm all happy with it. So as long as I'm happy with it, that's all that matters, really. So I'm going to use that, and then what I do is I tint it with the pigments and so forth to get different textures, so it's not all just one color of a sand. And then like in here, I'll be putting a lot of blacks because of all the coal, dust, and so forth. So I got all that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these here just cardstock I cut, and they're going to be the concrete slabs. Got the one here, and the one over here, and then where this step's going to go, we've got to have a little concrete landing. It'll be like that. So I was getting ready to paint. I was going to paint them, and then different colors to try to make it look like concrete. But I seen up on the shelf, I got this stuff here. I bought over a couple of years now or so. And I use on the HO layout. It's just a paste. It's starting to dry out. That's why I think I want to use it. I just, on the other one, I just took like this cardstock, I spread it on, let it dry, and then I sanded it to take down a lot of the texture out of it, and put little powders on it. I mean, it don't look bad. You can put cracks in it and so forth. So I'm going to put it on this. Basically, I want to see how it is because I may, if I'm happy with it, it looks all right to scale to me. I'm going to have a lot of concrete walls, either around the track and probably even in the harbor. Some retaining walls and all be concrete. So I want to see how this looks. If I'm happy with it, I might use this in a lot of it instead of just trying to paint it to make it look something like old concrete or so forth. So it's going to be a little experiment. I'm also going to be experimenting with some I have some flock I never use, grass flock. It's like a burnt grass. Got some ideas with my flock thing because I can never get that static grass down right. I've never been happy with it. And on the ends gauge, I mean, really all you can use is probably 2, maybe 4. 4 mil would be like a real high grass. 2 mil kind of makes like a mat. But I got some ideas. I'm going to try. So this is going to be basically my experimental thing because it sits back up on there. You're not going to see a lot of it. So I'll be going to do a lot of experiment and see how it comes out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get these smeared the stuff on them so they can dry. And I'll get the sand everything out, and we'll start doing some of the roads so we can get that dry. So I'll be back in a sec. All right. So I started with just regular old hodgepodge, not dilute or anything, right out of the jar. Make sure I get it a good amount on here. You don't want to put enough. You just want to get enough glue out that you can get it all covered with sand. Now this in the summertime, I wouldn't be able to spread out as far because it'd be drying up. But now it's getting cooler out. Not bad. All right, this is the sifted sand. I did just regular, just all play sand, and this here I have tinted from the HO scale. I just use like weathering powders, different browns or whatever, keep putting in there until it looks something. So it's not just that yellowish sand looking. And then all we do is just sprinkle it on. Now spreading it with that glue, spreading the glue with the brush, you get those heavy spots, so it kind of makes the road not like real super even and flat, which on a gravel road wouldn't be. So it kind of gives a little bit of a dimension there too, which I like. I just don't put the sand all the way to the end of that glue so you can blend into the next section. And you see as you're putting it down, the heavy parts of the glue soaks through real quick. So you got to kind of keep going back over, try to get more of an even flow. And then I'll just let this dry overnight. And then I'll take a brush and sweep off the excess. Try to gather it back up to reuse it. And then just go over with the vacuum. Just get any of the other of it up. So you kind of get the idea. I'll finish this and I'll show you what it is. No sense boring you to death here. All right, so I got the, you can see it. Got it all done. Now, the rest of it here, I've done, just took the regular sand, sifted, just a regular natural yellowish color it is, and put that down as the base, and then I'll put my grasses or whatever on top of that. I've also used some of the different fine texture things that are earth color. I put that on a lot of times on the mount and so forth. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I just wanted to get this road going. Since this is 10, it'll be a different color. You'll be able to, even if I put sand around here, you'll be able to tell the road because since I put the powders in it, it'll be a different shade. Won't be the same, so you will be able to tell the difference. And then once I start putting grasses or whatever, so. But there we are, and this is that concrete spread. You can see it. And it was getting dried out. I had to really dig down near the bottom of the jar to get something that was thin enough and pliable enough that I can use it. Like I said, once this dries, you can take sandpaper and sand it, flatten a lot of that out. And we'll see. I mean, it's not bad. And like I said, you can put some cracks in it and so forth, then powder it. I mean, it's not bad. No, we'll see. It's something I may use. If I do like it and want to use it, I'm going to have to get another jar because that jar is about shot. But see how it looks. All right, got to let all this dry, and I'll probably start working on some of the trees. All right, so here's some of my super trees. Like these, I don't, that's not even really a sapling, an engage. HO would be more like a sapling. That's almost like a tree, an engage. But I got to play around with these. It's like a whole new. Took me a long time to kind of get the eye of HO when I was so used to G scale. Everything's so big. I can look at any, go in a store and see something, and say, oh, that's a good scale. That would fit in G scale. I'm still not there with HO, but I'm getting a little bit better. But now I got to train my eye on N gauge. Like this one I found. Now that looks like that'll make a nice tree there. Oh, that's a goodie. This might be a little big. Yeah, not really. It's about 30, not quite 35 feet. So oaks and so forth, they could get up to 65 feet or better. So that'll be a good one. I like the kind of shape. It's not real cone shape. It's not natural. Let's see what else we can get in this thing. Junk. Now, and then get an HO, I would take all this little stuff and I would just crunch it together, dip it in diluted hodgepodge, and you let it dry, or while it was still wet, I would just set it down and sprinkle super leaves on it, and it would become a bush. So I'm going to try to do something like that also on N-gauge if I can. This could be promising. All right. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll probably make a halfway nice, decent HO scale tree there. It's a biggie. What we got here? Yeah, that's a 50-footer. It's got some neat thing. I'm kind of flat on the back. It might look good up against a building or a rock or mountain or something. Yeah, we'll keep that one too for the way it is. Right. I'll say one thing. An Engage, man, you get a lot of trees out of this thing. And I'll hold off on that for now. Another nice one. Other thing too is this is from miniature bird of spruce. I had a lot of them on my G scale layout. So when I was pulling them up, they didn't transfer good to replant them. They all died. So I took a lot of this on HO. It's not bad. You kind of cut a piece off like this, and you could take some of this stuff in here, glue it on, and But an Engage, it's really a kind of a big tree. But I think maybe I can take like a couple. I don't know. Take something like this. I'm gonna see. Put something on to see what I can do with it. I'm going to try. Might not like it, but something I'm going to try. I also got I was just outside walking around in my yard looking at my rock gardens, and I got the marigolds because they're dying now. So I just pulled them up and hosed them off. They're drying. They're still got some green leaves on them. They're not totally dead yet. So, but I might get some decent like bigger trees, old growth trees, and put them up closer around, a couple big trees. So we'll see. I keep looking around the garden at different places to see if you can find anything that you can, use besides just the super trees. Give it some, give some dimension. Every so often have a big trunk tree, a different look. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to pick away at this, see if I get some halfway decent ones, and then I'm going to, I just spray them with a whatever brown spray can I got in there, and then sometimes I'll spray a little gray, white, or something just to dust it a little bit. I don't know how it's going to be with Engage, if it's really going to make much difference, but I just don't want to leave it this yellow kind of look with some kind of brownish to it. So once I get all the ones I want, pick the leaves out of it, I'll spray them like I said, and then like I said, I'll have all these then they'll be ready for when I get the autumn stuff coming in. I'm still out of I'm going to use the super lease or not. That's weird. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's not a bad tree. Straighten that out a little bit. Too big though for Engage, but all right. So let me mess with this for a little bit, and I'll get these sprayed, and then we'll get back on the diorama on the coal mine. All right, so the glue's all dried on this sand. Like I said, I try to take all the excess off, save it, because that screening this sand's a pain in the neck. It's time consuming. I don't want to waste nothing. That sand there I can use over again. All right. There's that one. I'm not going to take that one off yet because I got to put some stuff along here. So it is. So there's the gravel. Now what I'm going to do is I got these pigments. I got a medium earth, ballast dust, that's real light. And this royal soil, it's one of the ones I use a lot. So what I do, then I just dip that in there and brush it around. You could, change the shade of it, whatever you like. You get the idea. Play around, keep messing with it. You lighten it up. What I'll probably do with this is once I get all this on, I'm going to take some of the black pastels and blacken this all up and kind of like have the main path where the vehicles will go kind of be black because all the coal dust and so forth. And slowly, as I get across over on the other side, as I get over here and going into the other, you start making it less and less because, it's not on the tires as long. So, like I said, you got to lighten it up a little bit in different spots, like maybe where there was water or didn't get traveled. I try not to do the whole thing because I try to give it the thing like where the gravels hasn't been traveled on, so it's got more of the original color than where it gets ran down. So, play around with it, look at it for a while, do it here, do it there. Layers and layers. It might not look like much, but as you keep putting more layers and more layers, everything just kind of blends in together. Well, this diorama is on its way anyhow. So I got to decide what I'm going to do for the rest of the ground cover down here. If I'm just going to put regular sand or something else, I can get that down. And I can't do too much more until I get the other ground cover. Well, I can put some of the grass. I'm going to think I will mess around with some of the static grass and that static flock stuff. I got a jar of. See how that does on the using the applicator. Oh. Okay, there we are. I got this black weathering powder. Just trying to give my marks for dirty coal wheels from the vehicles. Not to get too heavy because they're kind of getting away from the coal box here. One thing, you can always go back and add. If it's too much, I can take that base color I had, that pigment, and put on it and dull it down, mix it up a little bit more. I get the idea. You work it in. And then my tire tracks are kind of wide here. I'm still working in the HO. Sometimes just to get spread something out around a little bit. Like there's no real tire tracks here. Just want to make this a little muddy, dirty looking. There we go. That'll do for now. All right, that's going to do it for today. I've had enough. Tomorrow we'll do the second part of the diorama. See if we can wrap it up. If you can, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Hit the like button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribes, so let's see if I can help me out here. So until the next time we meet.